Here I'll explain this on delay timer instruction which is used for the SLC 500 controller. Here we have a Logix Pro simulator. The timer instruction can be found under this timer or counter tab here. So one by one we will go with the timer instruction. First we'll go with the on delay timer, and then we'll go for off delay timer, and then we'll go for this retentive timer on. Here the first instruction is on delay timer. I'll use one conditional input for this timer, so I'll take this particular input of this switch to give a conditional input for the timer instruction. For that, use examine if close instruction, and then use the on delay timer instruction here. So this is an output instruction where we can see that in that on delay timer we have different parameters need to be entered. Here we have a timer, so this timer is an address, so where we need to address this timer, which is having the timer file, which is file number 4 in the processor memory organization. As we can see that in this particular case we have a timer, we have around 256 timers are available, so that we can give a timer number from 0 to 255. Any number in between 0 to 255 that can be given to this timer. And then here this time base is a fixed one. Here it is 0.1, but in some other PLC programming simulators this time base can be varied, like 1 second or 0.01 second or 0.1 second. So here this we can select it of any time base, and then after this is a preset value. This preset value is the sometimes we need to give a time delay. How much time delay is required, that much value we are going to enter in this preset value. That depends on the time base that we have selected. If we have selected time base as 1 second, then if we enter 10 here, and that represents a 10-second time delay. And this instruction, so this preset value that can be entered from 0 to 32,767. So that is a maximum value that can do one timer, and this is an accumulated time. Here this will give you the how much time has been elapsed since the timer has been enabled. So now we will see how these parameters are entered here. So for that we'll take one example of this timer. So in that example we have a timer. This timer can be activated by a switch A, this one, and this switch, and then the preset time for the timer is 10 seconds. We will set a 10-second time delay by this timer, and then one output that can be energized at that time of this timer, and then when the input switch A that is closed, the timer becomes true and the timer begins counting, and then counts until the accumulated time equals the preset value. So that means the output of that time, we will take that output and then we will show that output with the pilot lamp. Here we have some pilot lamps over here in the output, so we will consider those pilot lamps, and when we will see that. Other than that, we will be having some more output that can also be shown. Here how this can be shown is, once the timer is enabled, one pilot lamp can be energized, and once the timer is started timing, at that time also we can turn on one pilot lamp, and once the timer is finished its timing, that time we can give one more pilot lamp to be turned on here. So this timer will be the input, how these parameters will be entered. Just double click this, we will enter the timer 4 and 0 timer, and then the preset value we will enter like 10-second time delay. So we have given a time base of 0.1 second. If we want to get a 10-second time delay, we need to enter 100 in this preset value. So now accumulated value will be initially 0, and then we will address this switch to this instruction, and after that we will use some of the bits of this timer or the timer file values, the quantities which are associated with this elements, or what we can say that the timer elements. So we have 3 words in this timer: control word, and then preset word, and then accumulated word. In the control word we have enable bit, timer timing bit, and then done bit. So those bits can be used to examine the output here. So go with the data table. So for that you can see here that in this timer 40 we have this enable bit, timer timing bit, and then this is the done bit, this is the preset value, and this is accumulated value. So now we will use these bits to turn on our output. For that we'll go with this bit examine if close instruction is used and one output is used. Same rung will be used for the below here, and one more time. So for this we will use this timer enable bit. So this one will be addressed here, and then timer timing, this bit will be addressed here, and then done bit of this timer 0, that will be addressed here. And after that these are the outputs, so that we will check with the pilot lamps how these pilot lamps will be turned on here. So this is first one, and this is the second one, and this is third one. So we have done with this programming, and now we will see how this timer will work. So here this on delay timer will give a delay of 10 seconds, whatever the value which is entered in the preset value. Once the switch is closed, whenever this gets a logical continuity, at that time this timer will be enabled, and then it will start timing. So for that we will download this program to the PLC, and then we'll keep the PLC in run mode. Okay, now we have kept the PLC in run mode. We'll go to this data table, and then we will see how these values will be updated here. So once this switch is closed, at that time this timer will start timing. So we'll see that how this is going to be done. Once the switch is closed, that case we can see that timer timing bit is 1 and enable bit is 1, and these two outputs are turned on. Here you can see that examine if close instruction is true for this, and now the 10 second has been done. time this timer will start timing. That is an off delay timer. So once again we'll test with this. Open the switch. So now you can see that the timer is timing here. So once it is done with the 10-second, and all these outputs will be turned off. You can see that all the outputs have been turned off here. And with the same data or the same programming, we'll go with the retentive on timer. I'll keep this in program mode, and then I'll go with this, change this timer to retentive on timer. Since we are using this retentive on timer, again one more instruction that we need to use, a reset instruction. To reset this timer, we need one reset instruction. For that I'll use one push button. Okay, this push button will be used to reset this timer. Here reset instruction will be used like this. We'll give a address of that push button to this instruction, and then use reset instruction of this timer. I'll use the timer T40. I'll use this timer T40, and I'll use the same preset value as 10-second. Now we have seen this retentive on delay timer instruction, and after that we have to use this reset instruction to reset this timer. I'll address this timer T40 for this reset address. So now we have done with the programming. We'll check with the execution of this program how this is going to be worked. So I have addressed this switch to turn on this timer, to enable this timer. So I'll download this program to the PLC and then keep the PLC in run mode. So now this is the initial position where the switch is not closed. Once I close the switch, this timer will start timing, and at the same time we will see that the bits status of that particular timer. So we need to reset this timer first. Reset this timer. Now we can see that the timer will start timing here. The timer timing is set to 1. So once the accumulated value becomes equal to this preset value, at that time this done bit will be set to 1. You can see that this preset value is equal to this accumulated value. In that case, this timer has done with its time delaying. So now we need to reset this timer by pressing this push button. You can see that by pressing this push button, this reset instruction get a logical continuity, and that will reset the timer accumulated value to 0 and allow the other status bits to their original values. So you can see that still it is getting a logical continuity, and then I'll open the switch. If I open the switch, this accumulated value of this timer remains same even after losing the logical continuity. So once I close this switch, this timer will continue from the previous state. So from this 4th second that will start timing. You can see that after closing that, you can see the timer is started now with the 4th second. So now again at the end moment I have again opened the switch. So since this value is retained, again close it, and then now the timer is completely done. You can see this these things. So now open the switch. Again you can reset this timer. Once you reset this timer, this accumulated value becomes 0, and then all other the status bits will become reset to their original states. So this is about the retentive on delay timer. It will retain its accumulated value even after losing its logical continuity.